Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, last time Dallas came here, they were up big in the fourth quarter, then almost the same result. How are you able to get that win out victories of beat?
Just kudos to our guys. I mean, I love the group that started off the fourth quarter. Obviously, I think we're down 16. We hit a three to make it 13, which I think was a big time play. I told the team, I mean, we haven't been in these moments many times, but recently, like, we've had some deficits and we've, tried to figure out to play better in the fourth quarter. I thought we were sloppy. We weren't fully engaged. Our heads weren't in the right places the first three quarters. And you can see a 16-point lead grow, through that. But that lineup of Tyus, Jitty, Luke, D-Rod, Santi with a career night, they got us back in the game. Super proud of them. I think they played, six plus minutes in that fourth quarter, crucial minutes, big time stops, great execution defensively, great physicality, great rebounding. I think, there were so many winning plays, offensive rebounds, tap outs, guys knocking out shots, ball movement. Then I challenged, when a couple of our starters came back and I said, these guys got us back in, you got to back them up. And kudos to them to do that down the stretch, getting big time stops. And, we're trying to work on our fourth quarter execution, but I wish we could do a lot better in the first three quarters, in a game tonight. But you got to win different ways, and our bench was huge for us, especially Santi tonight.
Taylor, towards the end of the game, I mean, Jaren Jackson taking on some of those Kyrie switches with 5 fouls. What did you notice with his defensive execution to be able to alter his shots without picking up that sixth foul?
Yeah, I mean, we were struggling throughout the game. I mean, they had like counters and everything we were doing. We threw like three different coverages at them in the first half, and they're bringing up different screeners, running double drag action. They were operating at a really high level, 60 points or so first half. But then we just finally committed to say, hey, we got two coverages we're going to roll with based on their personnel. Started switching a little bit more in that fourth quarter. That group that started the fourth quarter did a great job with being up and connected, communicating, physicality, not giving them free looks. I mean, they're going to make some tough shots, which they did, but didn't get discouraged. And then in JJ's case, we've got a lot of faith that, if we're going to get to the next step, we got to be able to read in fourth quarter, have discipline on ball defense, and faith that our guys, no matter who you're guarding, if it's a big guard or a small, in Irving's case, he was having a heck of a night, that we're going to try to make him take tough shots. And I think we did a really good job, forcing a lot of misses down the stretch. And I think our reds and on ball defense were a factor.
Hey, Coach, if you were to ask for rescinding of the technical Dylan, what is the process? Do you initiate? Do the league initiate? How's the process to rescind?
Yeah, it's typically from the team side. I think that's usually how it goes. So we'll see, but this might be a hard one to get back.
Coach, Santi really dominated on the boards tonight. Second chance every outscored Dallas 22-6 and second chance points. How important was that tonight to get the win?
It was big. I mean, obviously Santi, I didn't look at the full, but I mean him with 5 offensive rebounds. I thought Giddy and D-Rod did a great job. Even Luke, had one as well. I mean, that group that came in the fourth quarter stirred up a bunch. I think 6 or 7 offensive rebounds in that fourth quarter, and then obviously we were able to score on the back end of it, which was big time, 22 second chance points, as you said. But it's just making winning plays. Our guys found opportunities to go in there, create second life for us. But our defense really set a tone, and they just kind of invigorated us on the offensive end to get those second chance points. Great execution, knocking down shots, finishes, knocking down some big threes. As I said, ball movement really helped out, in that department in the fourth quarter a lot.
Dylan's intensity obviously is part of what makes him who he is, particularly on the defensive end. How does he find a balance between being that guy and not putting himself in position to get suspended?
Yeah, I mean it's a growth opportunity for him. He hasn't been to this level. If this ends up sticking, it's another suspension. He understands it. It's a hard process. With how competitive he is. I think he recognized that this one was too much for sure. He gets so fired up in the game, and that gets him going. He gets animated, he gets chirping, he gets talking, gets flexing out there, all that stuff. But he's got to control it a little bit better. He and I talk about that stuff. He recognizes it. His responsibility to the team. We need him out there. He's so important to what we do. So hopefully he learns from this one. I think when he comes back, if there is a suspension, it'd be 10 games and left in the regular season that we're going to need him.
At one point this season, Dylan was having one of the biggest shooting slumps of his career. What is it that's pulled him out of this, and how much of it is that intensity and that sort? He said he's a lunatic out there on the floor, is what the way he described it after the last game.
Well, I mean, he's really locked into his work, his extra work. I mean, he's going the extra mile. I think he's putting in more work since the All-Star break. Just, he's doing a great job with our coaching staff, but he's also getting extra work. Like, I guarantee you he's probably going up and shooting tonight. He's been doing that any opportunity at home after a game, no matter if he's played, 38 minutes, 30 minutes. He's had a great shooting night, not great shooting night. He's going in and putting the work. He's trusting that. You see, the dialogue between his teammates, every opportunity, it's like, keep trusting, we're going to find you. You see the balls find him. I think that's, part of the energy of the ball is creating confidence throughout the team, but it's creating confidence for him. And I told him, you're putting in so much work, just have faith in that. So he's been playing really well, knocking down shots in recent games. Hopefully keeps it up, but it's the work that he's controlling every day. Great. Thanks, everyone.